Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Premier. Mr. Speaker, this government has created two worlds in Ontario. There's one world where the rest of us live in, and there's the other world where the Liberal government and their powerful lobbyists live in, like the auto insurance industry, which currently enjoys record profits at the same time where Ontarians pay the highest auto insurance premiums in the entire country. Now, the government was pushed by New Democrats in 2013 to reduce auto insurance premiums by 15%. The government responded and said they would complete this promise within 2 years. Well, that timeline is long gone, and this government hasn't even achieved half of that promise. In response, the Premier has said, oh, that was simply a stretch goal, something they never intended of completing anyways.
Question.
The timeline has passed. The Liberals have broken their promise. New Democrats call this stretch goal a broken promise. How can Ontarians trust this government to fulfill any commitment?
Thank you. Premier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate the question, and I remind the member opposite that had we proceeded with the work we did on time and as scheduled, some of that benefit would be had now. But because of the delays and the obstructions by the members opposite, we've now had to provide for legislation that was later than expected. The fact of the matter is insurance rates are going down, not up. And many insurance companies, because it's a competitive industry, have already started to provide 15% reductions in their insurance premiums. Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, it's not at a point in time that matters most. It's on an ongoing basis to ensure that there's a structural change in the system to provide for lower costs of claims and better benefit for the 9.5 million drivers that exist. Mr. Speaker, we're doing our job. We hope we can count on their support going forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Let's be clear. This government, this Liberal government, this Premier have the power and the ability to reduce auto insurance premiums, but they won't because it's not a priority for this government. The government has made it clear that they're continuing to break promise after promise, but the Premier likes to call those simply stretch goals, promises that they make but they never intend of completing anyways. In the upcoming budget, Ontarians want to see some real commitments. They want to see investments in health care. They want to see commitments to ensure that we have good-paying, permanent jobs in this province. They want to see affordable auto insurance rates, and they don't want to see continual slashing and cutting of our benefits. They want to see investment that actually builds transit in this province, but they know better than to trust this government. They know that this government is going to just make more stretch goals. So my question is simple, Mr. Speaker. What other stretch goals can we look forward to in this upcoming budget?
Question. Thank you. Minister.
Mr. Speaker, Ontario currently has and will continue to have the most generous of benefits anywhere in the country. That will continue. The member opposite is well aware that a number of changes are being proposed in terms of making the processing of claims more efficient, to provide greater benefit to the victims and those that are in need, and to enable more affordability and more efficiency in the system. Those are the proposed changes that we're making, as well as anti-fraud measures and other things that enables the system to be less expensive. We put those changes in place. They delayed them, and now we're trying to still catch up as a result of those delays. We're getting there, Mr. Speaker. Many of these companies are competitive. They are providing for lower rates, and they'll continue to do so, provided the member opposite doesn't obstruct them any further. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.